Welcome back, everyone, to week 5 of our PCT vlog series. Last week, when we left off, I was still in Bend, just having wrapped up with Rendezvous and was preparing to head south back towards Laura while trying to see as many friends and favorite places as possible. Monday and Tuesday were a bit of a blur until Tuesday afternoon when I headed down towards Klamath to pick up a resupply from Laura's parents and then headed as far south as I could make it for the rest of the day, stopping finally at a Walmart parking lot somewhere south of Reno for the night to sleep.
While Josh was gallivanting around Central Oregon, Monday saw me hiking into Silverwood Lake looking for a shower and a rest. After wandering around for what felt like forever, I finally got my shower. I didn't film a whole lot at the lake as I was hanging out with a family of 3, a mom, a dad, and their amazing 5-year-old kiddo who was hiking, and I wanted to respect the privacy of their kid. After hanging out with them for a while and enjoying a little trail magic, I moved on to find a nice flat campground for the night. The next morning, I moved on to an iconic stop on the PCT, the Cajon Pass McDonald's, where I spent way longer than planned enjoying junk food and the company of other hikers. Here I met up with my friend Raki, and she invited me to join her to stay with a couple trail angels near Wrightwood that evening, which was perfect as that's where I'd be meeting Josh the next day.
Wednesday morning, I woke up early, and while Laura was sleeping in and enjoying the stay at her Trail Angels house, Dottie and I left our Walmart safe haven and hit the road further south to Wrightwood. Our day involved a lot of time on the road, stopping occasionally for Dottie to get her zoomies out, until finally we made it, back to Wrightwood and back to Laura.
Meanwhile, I was enjoying a mellow morning with the Trail Angels, who made Raki and I an amazing French toast breakfast spread, until Josh let me know that he was nearby, so I was dropped off at the local coffee shop to await my support crew. When Josh and Dottie made it to town, we relaxed and enjoyed the afternoon together, stopping by the brewery and just overall having a relaxing day. Later, we headed just outside of town to a beautiful hillside camp area where Josh surprised me with dinner from one of my favorite food carts from back home, pierogies from Big Ski Pierogies. Thanks, Rich!
The next day we took a nice 0 day, heading into Wrightwood for a little coffee, then finding a beautiful lake to relax at where I could organize the rig a bit and Laura could reset her pack with the supplies I brought, and Dottie could play in the water. After a nice day spent here, we moved forward and found a neat little campsite in a desert canyon, near to where Laura would start hiking the next day, and enjoyed a nice relaxing night.
The next morning, Josh dropped me off early at the trailhead to get back on after a closure area of the PCT from an old fire, and I headed off with Baden Powell in my sights. Having skipped the San Jacintos due to the foot pain I was experiencing at the time, this was my first bigger climb with the potential for snow. The day started off mellow yet steep, but got more challenging as I neared the peak and found slippery boot paths to follow through the snow. The weather was rough that day with high winds and lots of fog, which left me feeling pretty defeated, but thankfully Josh was there to send me encouraging messages throughout the day. While I was struggling, Josh meandered his way around the mountains, passing the Highway 2 closure, and found a nice little campsite where he planned to spend the next few nights. As I finished the Baden Powell section of the trail, however, I noticed that the storm coming in was stronger than originally forecasted, and knowing Josh wasn't too far away, I reached out for him to come and pick me up. It worked out perfectly, as that same family of 3 from earlier was in the spot that I had stopped, so Josh was able to give them a ride off the mountain for the storm to pass by. We once again didn't film much, but we took them down to La Cañada, where we shared dinner, then Josh and I went back to the campsite he had found earlier.
With the storm still blowing through the next morning, Laura and I decided to spend the day relaxing at the campground. We periodically found breaks in the storm to take Dottie out for walks, but mostly played cards, relaxed, and hid from the weather.
The next morning was a tough one. Josh was going to bring me back on trail where he had picked me up, but with fresh snow on the ground and uncertainty of how far it reached, I ended up having pretty significant anxiety about this section of trail. We ended up heading back to camp to reset, and after a lot of back and forth mental struggle, I finally pushed through and got back on trail a few miles further down than planned. I ended up hiking a nice mellow evening and into the next section of trail. Josh was amazing as usual, and he and Dottie hiked in a few miles with me to make sure I was okay before returning to the rig in the campsite. The truth is, the PCT is challenging both physically and mentally. And while up until here I had pushed through a lot of physical challenges, the mental game was the next of the hurdles I needed to cross. While it did bring pause temporarily to me over this week, I'm so proud of myself for pushing on and getting back on trail, and extremely grateful for the support systems I have that help me through it.
That's the end of this week's tale. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Join us again next week as we reach Acton and Laura pushes forward for almost a week straight of hiking, including some slack pack days with Dottie. Meanwhile, Dots and I get back on trail for the first overnight since Big Bear.
If you want to see more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And most importantly, our friends, do not forget to enjoy every day, y'all. Peace.